Hello everybody, welcome to another Arita Illustrator episode. I'm here with this is the highlight illustration or the highlight card of the video. This is the pre-release version of the Registeel from Crimson Invasion, as you can see. And yeah, we're just jumping right into it today. None of the talking stuff. But this is also the staff version of this. So I was really happy to get this one in staff. I just really like the card, and I found a great, great copy. So there's that. But we're jumping to, the proper spot, the beginning of it. And I believe this is Burning Shadows. We're going to find out if I'm right when I put the thing on the bottom of the video. Malamar here. Malamar is actually, I find this card interesting because of the background. The card is kind of interesting too. I don't know if he wanted it to look translucent, but it does. So, the moon back there as well. Interesting lighting on him. I just like this card. Alright. This one, unlike most of the cards in my collection, is not reverse holo. The reverse holos that I got, they all had a ton of holo bleed, which is not okay. Not for an illustration collection. This one was pretty good, and while there is foil there, part of me really liked this Sun and Moon era foil pattern. Part of me really hated it. But regardless, you can see more of the contrast. Not really sure what's going on in that video, in that scene behind him, but it is what it is. Litten here. I like the pose, good energy, kind of basic, but that's okay. Basic doesn't mean bad. But this is what it is. Now, this next one, and we were in, what is it, Shining Legends, I think. This Latios has several others, which I think they were in the previous video, or they may be in one coming up, that were blister pack promos. And this one, like those, is a rehash of the Aquapolis? No. Alto Mares. It was a movie half deck way earlier in the series. Go back and look for it. This is a rehash of those, and it's interesting. I like this one quite a bit, actually. Scrafty. I like the geometric pattern in the background of this one. It's different for Arita. And I would not be opposed to him doing more like this. No, sir. Lurantis. I'm going to see if we can get a better angle on this without... so that we can actually see the illustration. There's not a whole lot of illustration there. It's just a forest or like... plants, vegetation scene behind him. I don't have a whole lot to say about this card, though. Now, it is Japanese, but here is the Registeel, the set version of the highlighted card today. I always like when we see trainers or people in cards because it reminds us, it gives us a bigger feel of the world that the Pokemon exist in, or when we see other Pokemon in the card too, but people is just different. And it's refreshing, I think, usually. This is nice, but there's not a whole lot of action in there. So then the fact that we got this one is awesome. There you can see the trainers sending him to attack. You got an action pose, really nice shading and texturing on Registeel. He is, after all, metal. So I really like those cards, but this one, definitely the better of the two. Although, we're going to go back for a second. I love the reflections there. It's really easy to do the reflections because they're just straight lines, like a railing or I don't know, something. but a molding on the floor. But still, very nice. So I do like that those reflections in the floor. Here we have Alola and Marowak. I love that Alola and Marowak also got a different color flame, because many different colors of flame are possible in the world. So this is neat. It's also interesting that it's like a cave. It's just a odd and different perspective. So, not a favorite card, but definitely a distinct card, I think. Mamoswine. Nothing much to say about this. It is what it is. Yes, it is. Nothing bad to say about it, though. Alolan Geodude. I like the pose. I like that we don't see the whole Pokemon. Those are some of my favorite illustrations when the whole Pokemon's not in frame, and it's kind of like a candid shot if you were taking photos. So I like this one. Swablu is very nice. I kind of like how his wings are reflected or mirrored in the shape of the clouds behind him. So the clouds go up and the wings go down. Kind of like that. I don't know if that was on purpose. It's just interesting. Here we have Lucario. Looks like he's in an arena, fighting. Again, action pose. And this is the set card, whereas the pre-release card, pre-release version is here. And as with most of them, although we're starting to get more with that steel, Registeel, as with most of them, I like the set Lucario better than the pre-release version. And by the way, I was wrong. Those cards that went with the other Latios are right here. So I'm going to pull back the other one here as well. So this is the Latios, and here is the Latios. And here's the first one more time. You might have noticed, you might have not, but the Ultimaris Latios and Latios from the movie Half Deck, Japanese promos, those were opposite parts of the same scene. But these kind of tell a story. So we've got Latios and Latios separate. They're not, it's not the same perspective, or it's not the same scene, right? These are different perspectives with different scenes. Maybe like part of a little narrative. And then the one from the set, from Shining Legends, also different. I almost feel like these two go together more, but they still don't, because here Latios is looking back and here Latios is looking back. Alright. Give me a second while I put those cards away. As we get close to the end here, Mimikyu. This is a blister promo. A bit of a scene behind him there. I'm trying to increase the brightness. But not much going on. Just Mimikyu alone in the forest. And here we've got Zygarde. I like this one. It's not like a favorite or a standout, but it is interesting. I just realized the Zygarde is looking at the viewer. It's an interesting card. Yeah. But coming up in the next videos, we're getting into tag team, and this is one of my favorite eras in this collection. So definitely definitely a lot of stuff. Just say a lot of stuff coming up. With that said, guys, thanks for joining me here. If you like what I'm doing, like, give us subscribe. Make sure to select all notifications so you actually get notifications. And, well, I'll see you next time. Peace, long life.